There's no downtime for this one. We are actually going straight out. I had a rough time with the MD11 getting it set up, configured, but that's just sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad. So for this, I thought we'd just take a quick Atlanta flight, and we're going to see Charlotte. We're just going to go straight out to Charlotte. It's not a long flight. It's a puddle jumper kind of flight. Well, without the puddle. But let's go ahead and get started. Battery guard dropped. Nav's aligning. We're going to get the APU going. Battery guards dropped. And position steady. Anti-collision wing and wheel well light on for inspection. GPS to align. And we're going to pull down our flight plan. If you've never flown the Zibo 737, or if you're just getting familiar, this will probably be a good one for you just to watch. I'm just walking through the typical steps. Okay, lock that in, and we go straight to the departure, where we're going to put in our information. We're going out on 27 right. Fill 3. And we'll be coming in on 18 left if all goes as planned. On Jones and Central Jones, yeah, Central. We're leaving out on football. And we're going to do our airside services, load OFP and activate. Nimbus knocked it out of the park on the Atlanta Custom Airport. You even notice inside of the airport there, the activity and the detail inside as well as outside. Some there just getting ready to shoot off to Charlotte today. They want to go to Charlotte. In the plugins on Nimbus, I can go to the info screen and put KCLT for my destination, and if you'll look right here, I'm going to tell it I'm departing out at 11:35, and now, hey, look, we're on time. We're already boarding. And let's go ahead and get passengers also.
Ground down to flight deck. Fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drop this to RTO for our brake setting for takeoff. QNH currently at the airport is 3009. Here are passengers loading. And I have an MSD here at my house, so if you're wondering, I've got this in front of me. I really enjoyed it. Okay, let's go ahead and get the APU on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
Okay, the cabin is secured.
Yaw
Have a good
damper
flight.
is down. Window heat.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Air blade, APU bleed is on. Sanjay, get our IFR clearance.
I'll get our IFR clearance now, Captain Good. Atlanta clearance, Eagle Flight 110. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance, and we have Tango.
Stand by. You're number one.
Eagle Flight 110, Atlanta clearance, cleared to Charlotte via the Phil 3 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 10,000, expect flight level 29010 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.225, squawk 3542. Expect runway 27 right.
Okay, we're at flaps 5 for takeoff. Center of gravity is 27.9. Trim is 4.5.
Good evening, Delta 2158. Request IFR clearance to Greenville International Airport.
Flex temp is 5.4.
Request standby.
Cleared to Greenville
Runway
International
winds
Airport.
are 245 at 10.
Departure. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect on flight level 210. Departure is going to be on 124.6. Squawk in 2324 and expecting 27 right. Delta 2158. Thank you.
And takeoff was V2 is 145, meaning we're setting this to 155. Line up heading to the runway. And TCAS is active. Sanjay, you're in charge of all comms.
I'm in charge of the comms now, Captain Good.
Sanjay, would you get our pushback and start clearance?
I'll request pushback and start clearance now.
Second while I grab the paperwork.
Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 340, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is on 1.6, squawk 1226. Changing departure runway to 20.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
American 3230.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Atlantic clearance, Bonanza 1 Alpha, Whiskey ready to copy IFR to Birmingham, Shuttlesworth, we have X-ray.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
On the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. If your vest has one strap, wrap it around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front. If your vest has two straps, fasten the straps to the front of the vest and then adjust them loosely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tabs at the bottom of the vest. Or manually inflate it by blowing into the tubes at shoulder level. You can activate a light by pulling down on the tab.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Rock and roll, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, I think just immersively that, and that really looks cool at night too. Let's see inside of the airport.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We're going for engine start on 2. Insert fuel. Insert fuel.
94, read back correct. November 215, Quebec, read back correct.
I gave up on my MD-11 this morning. My workflow was awful. So I just thought I'd do a quick Atlanta to Charlotte.
Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow, stand by.
Delta. Sanjay, get our taxi clearance to runway 27 right, and you're in charge of all comms.
I'll get our taxi clearance now, Captain Good.
Atlanta ground, Eagle Flight 110, ready to taxi to runway 27 right. We have Tango.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Runway 27 right, 6 Southwest Lima, Lima Alpha, Eagle Flight 110.
You got it. All right. Oh. Okay, 27 right. Here's our departure.
Cabin attendants, arm doors, and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us your full attention. Safety first, fiesta later, eh? Welcome aboard American Eagles Flight 89 Juliet, departing from Atlanta and heading to Charlotte. I'm Alejandro El Hombros y Paellas y Haciendas García de la Torre y Pérez del Campo Rodríguez de Arrieta, alcalde municipal del Real Madrid. Your purser today, and I'm thrilled to have you with us. Our captain today is Steve Good, and our first officer is Brian Song. Now, let's go over some important safety information. Even if you're a frequent flyer, it's crucial to pay attention. First, your seatbelt. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle until it clicks. To adjust, pull the strap until snug. To release, lift the top of the buckle. Remember, your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Please ensure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright position and your window blinds are open for takeoff and landing. All mobile phones and electronic devices should be set to flight mode. Laptops or larger devices must be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories. In the event that oxygen masks are needed, they will drop automatically from the panel above you. Pull the mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Life vests are located under your seat or between the seats. To put it on, slip it over your head, fasten the straps, and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Special life vests for children are available. Floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. All exits are clearly marked. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow the cruise instructions immediately. For the brace position, lean forward with your hands on top of your head and elbows against your thighs. Follow crew instructions at all times. Finally, the safety information card in your seat pocket contains all the details. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight.
Eagle
Gracias.
Flight 110, contact tower on 119.1.
Switching to tower on 119.1. Eagle Flight 110.
Contact ATC. Request takeoff clearance.
We're good.
Atlanta Tower, Eagle Flight 110. Good afternoon. We're holding short of 27 right. Ready for departure. Atlanta Tower, Eagle Flight 110. Good afternoon. Holding short of runway 27 right. Ready for departure.
Eagle Flight 110 Atlanta Tower, runway 27 right, winds 230 at 10. RNAV football cleared for takeoff.
Runway 27 right, RNAV football cleared for takeoff. Eagle Flight 110.
Let's get lined up here. N1. Forward pressure on yoke.
knots. V1, rotate.
Rotating.
Landing gear lever, up.
Gear up.
Done. Left and right wiper, park position, max 200 kts.
Atlanta departure, Eagle Flight 110, afternoon, climbing through 2000.
Eagle Flight 110, Atlanta departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 10,000, turn left, heading 230, vectors to football, then as filed.
Climb and maintain 10,000, left heading 230, vectors to football. Then as filed, Eagle Flight 110.
Alright, we're right on target. We're good. This whole flight is rather short. We're 200 miles from Charlotte.
And 75 Delta, request flight following to...
And 75 Delta, Spark 1471 and ident.
Squad 1471, but and 75 Delta.
Auto brake will be set to 2 for our
Fuel facing lights, off, low pressure lights. Heading bug, adjust track. set.
Dear guests, we have now reached a safe altitude, and I'm delighted to inform you that the lavatories are now available for your convenience. You may also use your approved electronic devices in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Oh, and don't forget, our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available for your browsing pleasure. Thank you for choosing American Eagles Flight 89 Juliet today. Gracias.
All right, let's get our information for our arrival, which will be on runway 18 left. We'll be at flaps, full configuration flaps 40 at 141 knots.
Adjust track.
And 110.35, 18 left, 110.35. And VREF is already set. Our course heading is 183. This needs to be set on both sides. 183. Honestly, it takes longer to get out of Atlanta than it does just to make the trip up to Charlotte.
Eagle Flight 110, contact Atlanta Center on 127.125.
Contacting Atlanta Center on 127.125. Eagle Flight 110.
Alright, also now we'll go for descent, forecast, and request our descent winds.
Atlanta Center, Eagle Flight 110, afternoon, climbing past 17,000.
Eagle Flight 110, Atlanta Center, good afternoon.
Right, descent winds are loaded. It's good. And we're 111 miles from our top of descent where we'll begin our descent. And let's go ahead. We're transition altitude to 18,180 and we're on standard.
Heading bug, adjust track.
Right, we are we're 100 miles from top of descent. We're less than 180 miles from Charlotte, so it's a quick flight. It's kind of a commuter flight, more or less, to get back and forth. We're climbing to 290. We're currently at about 220 right now. We've only been in flight, by the way, for 10 minutes, and you see how quick this flight goes. And it really does go quick if you've ever been from Atlanta to Charlotte. Usually I do it from Atlanta to Greensboro, but things to always remember on the Zibo, which some of you already know this, but your course directors, make sure they're aligned with your runway. You'll get that information from
Heading bug, adjust track.
right here where you init ref. It gives me a course heading of 183 and frequency of 110.35. All that's already set. If you don't do this and you hit your approach and you're just perfectly aligned, you will end up going wherever that course director is set, and it's really frustrating. I think when I first started doing it on this one, I didn't know that at first, and it was aggravating. Check our heading bug. A lot up here. As soon as we reach our flight level, which will be 290 and about 3,000 feet, I will set the altitude to 3,000, and then VNAV is going to manage us down, make sure we don't go too low too soon, and then I'll manage it just by watching and monitoring.
Passengers. Descent weather, max 3 flight level steps.
Eagle Flight 110, Atlanta Center. Expect the Jones 5 arrival. Control the transition. Plan for descent in maybe 5 minutes. Notify if you're ready to descend before that.
Expecting the Zone 5 arrival, controller transition. We'll notify if ready to descend before 5 minutes. Eagle Flight 110.
Adjust track.
We're setting our altitude at 3,000.
Now that we've reached our cruising altitude, the cabin crew will begin our snack and beverage service. Today, we're delighted to offer our signature American Eagles blend coffee and a selection of delicious snacks. After the service, we'll be showcasing a few selected items from the American Eagles shop for your convenience. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Gracias.
One thing I did not have set correctly is I should have had my position light on strobe, and it was on steady. Okay. We have a little wiggle room on our descent because we have to transition to the north of the runway to come back. And we're 130 miles from our destination. The Zibo or the 737 can sometimes have a tendency to pick up speed too much on the descent if you don't have a whole lot of distance for it to descend. So you have to monitor that closely. Use speed brake where needed, but I just prefer not to. Whenever I can just let it ease its way down, it's nice. Sanjay, please get our clearance to begin our descent on the Phil 3 arrival.
I'll request descent clearance now, Captain Good.
Atlanta Center, Eagle Flight 110, requesting clearance to descend on the Jones 5 arrival.
Eagle Flight 110, descend via Jones 5 controller transition into Charlotte, altimeter 3004.
Descend via Jones 5 controller transition into Charlotte. Altimeter 3004. Eagle Flight 110.
Alright, we're descending. Yeah, I meant Jones. I said Jones. I said Phil. That's what we are departed on. It's staring at the a screen here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've now left our cruising altitude and started our approach to Charlotte. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seat belts. The usage of the lavatories is no longer allowed. Thank you for your cooperation and enjoy the remainder of the flight. Gracias.
Good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, starting a slow descent at this time. We would like to ask you to return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight. Been a pleasure having you on board with us. Thanks for flying with Delta today. I can fly attendants. Go ahead and prepare the cabin for our arrival, please.
Our altitude at Charlotte is 748, so 750.
At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your
Heading
seatbelt.
above, adjust track.
And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. Kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle.
Delta 157 Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Sanjay, would you please brief the descent and approach?
Heavy, request flight level 400.
We'll be arriving in Charlotte on runway 18 left using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Jones 5 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 18 left. Weather at arrival shows winds 240 at 9 knots, few clouds at 20,000 feet, broken clouds at 5,000 feet, no significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. For any abnormalities, we'll communicate with ATC and execute a go-around or missed approach as needed. Squawk code remains 3542 and approach frequency will be 118.8. Will configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. Once on the ground, we'll be taxiing to gate concourse A phase 1, A21. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
Alright, we are of course configured with 110.35 on the frequency. Our decision height is 254 feet. Our final approach course is 183. Simultaneous approaches are authorized here, so if you see a plane to your left or right, there's the reason. They're not lost. Missed approach, we're going to climb to 1300, then climbing left to 4000. Okay. So we'll be resetting to 4000 before we arrive. That'll be a missed approach. So we climb to 1300 and left turn 4000.
Heading up, just track.
American 701, speed 250 knots.
Speed 250 knots, American 701.
We got a hard stop at 260 at Cake. And then we'll continue our descent on Jones. So that's why you just saw us kind of easing back. Okay, we're back at it. Okay. Little patch of weather there. Not, I don't know, that's not impacting us, but a little bit. Transition altitude is 18,000, so we'll know to switch over from standard when we get there. Speed's still okay, by the way. We're at 300 knots, but we're going to need to be below 250 when we get down below 10,000. But we're We've still got plenty of time. Kind of on an aggressive descent. Okay. You wonder, I take the seats out in my preferences because they're just they get in the way. Put the seat, put the yoke back.
Heading bug, adjust track.
Alright, we're 40 miles outside of Charlotte, but once again, we'll go past by about 20 miles for transition.
Barometric rev. Selector, in, capped and first off. Set.
Yeah, buddy.
Barometric value, local QNH. Set.
Yeah.
Standby altimeter barometric selector.
Let them in.
Set.
Camp them, let them camp out.
Local QNH. Set. Standby altimeter, approach mode, for ILS.
What did he do? Some cops are chasing someone in our vicinity here. Yeah. Somebody's been a bad boy. Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy. Right. Alright, I'm monitoring our speed. We're still okay. We're at about 268 knots. 15,000. Very controlled descent. I think this was did a good job.
Contact Charlotte approach on 125.35.
Contacting Charlotte approach on 125.35. Eagle flight 110.
This is where having the pilot monitoring really helps. Okay, so the time it took us to get from Atlanta to Charlotte, not rushed at all, was about 30 minutes.
Approach Eagle Flight 110 afternoon, descending to 15,000.
And there is Charlotte.
Eagle Flight 110, Charlotte approach, good afternoon. Charlotte altimeter 29907, expect the ILS runway 18 left approach into Charlotte.
And 18 left approach for us is going to be this runway over here.
Altimeter 29907.
We're coming in on the far side.
The ILS runway 18 left approach into Charlotte.
So
Eagle
this
Flight 110.
This is 485, the bypass around Charlotte. This is so this side here would be that would be 18 right, but we're coming in on 18 left. Okay. Needless to say, airport definitely in sight. Right, you paying attention to our speed there, buddy? Let's see, we're at
Heading bug, adjust track.
yes, it sees it as a hard stop, hard to slow down at 250 knots at 10,000. Very uneventful descent. It's good. Uneventful's good. Landing lights on.
Fuel facing lights off. Low pressure lights checked. Left and right landing lights off.
Here we go. All right, it's done great. It's done like clockwork. The VNAV on this particular approach. We're now on the downwind. We're on our downwind for runway 17. And you have permission to have multiple runways like coming in simultaneously on this particular airport. So you got to be kind of careful. I am not sure what airport I'm at here. What does it say?
Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our final approach into the beautiful city of Charlotte, please ensure that all electronic devices are turned off and stowed away until we've safely arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away and adjust your seats to their full upright position. And of course, make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened. Our assigned gate is Concourse A, Phase 1, A21. My dear colleagues will now be making their way through the cabin to ensure everyone is seated and
vectors for the ILS runway 18
Thank you for
left
your
approach.
cooperation and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Descending to
Gracias.
maintain 6900, maintaining heading 355 for vectors to the ILS runway 18 left approach. Eagle Flight 110.
He said 6900. I will abide by what he says. No, when I get off the beaten path or my approach, Oh heck, who am I kidding? No, there's no pilot that likes being taken off and vectored, but in this case here, I'll do what he says. So 355. We're going to flaps 5. And flaps 15. We're at flaps 15. I see how he kind of corners me off just a little bit to the left of my approach, but for whatever reason, if it helps me like come back onto my final, I'm good. I'll do what he says.
Eagle Flight 110, descend and maintain 4,000, turn right, heading 040.
Descend and maintain 4,000, turning right, heading 040, Eagle Flight 110.
Eagle Flight 110, 7 miles from Kuwait. Turn right, heading 100, descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 left approach.
Right heading 100. Descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 18 left approach. Eagle Flight 110.
Approach is active right now, and we're beelining to Kuwait. We're 11 miles from 17 left, and we're about to drop gear here in a minute, or drop the carriage.
Flight 110, contact Charlotte Tower on 118.1.
Contacting Charlotte Tower on 118.1. Eagle Flight 110.
Attention all aircraft. Inbound emergency aircraft on final approach to runway 18 left. Eagle Flight 110, Charlotte Tower, winds 240 at 9er. Runway 18 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 18 left, Eagle Flight 110.
All right, but we're on a final approach to 18 left. Alright, we've captured. We're flaps full. Ground spoiler is armed. We're configured for final. Where the heck am I? Okay. Good approach. Good approach. Okay. I have to remember, I'm looking all over the place for an emergency aircraft on descent, but say Intentions is not like, doesn't talk to my traffic global, so there's not really an aircraft technically. It sounds nice. Welcome to Charlotte.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
All right, throttle belongs to me.
A/P disengage, yield button.
Battleground Avenue.
Okay. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20.
Contact
10.
ATC. Request takeoff clearance. Done. Position lights. Strobe and steady. Set. Left and right landing lights on. Set. Auto throttle active.
80 knots.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the charming city of Charlotte. Did you know that Charlotte is known as the Queen City? In honor of Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, the Queen Consort of British King George III. It's also home to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, a must-visit for racing enthusiasts. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Steve Good, First Officer Brian Song, and the entire crew, we thank you for flying with American Eagles today. The local time is 12:28 in the afternoon. For those with connecting flights, please listen carefully. Flight 110 to Miami departs at 2:15 from Gate A25.
Reverse levers.
And Flight
Idle
220 to
60
New York
knots.
City departs at 3 o'clock from Gate B10. Gracias.
American 1742, welcome to Charlotte. Contact ground on 121.8.
121.8, American 1742.
Piper 0 Sierra Bravo, welcome to Charlotte. Contact ground on 121.8.
Ground at 121.8, Papa Fox 0, Papa.
I'm Alpaca, so I really don't have my own spot here, and kind of have to make it up as I go. I don't know though. There's a Continental, there's an American, and there's a Southwest jet all light together. Alright, let's get it in here. Brakes on.
Eagle Flight 110, stay right there. Emergency vehicles are on their way.
That's not for us, by the way, just so you know. GPU is on, and we're taking our engines down. It's a good flight. I don't know why I get a higher than 8.5 though. Where'd it knock me down?
American 1784, contact ground on 121.8.
Ground on 121.8, American 1784.
Oh, it caught. Remember what I said earlier about the no strobe lights? It knocked me off a point for that. So where I could, final score is 10. Yeah, got me. Okay, sorry about that. Not sure why the jetway's not docking for me there, but that's alright. Let's see quick replay and I'm done.
Eagle Flight 110, wind 240 at Niner. Runway 18 left, cleared to land. Attention all aircraft. Inbound emergency aircraft on final approach to runway 18 left.
Clear to land, runway 18 left, Eagle Flight 110.
Let's get the passenger view. There's the museum. That's where, for a while, I don't know where it is now, but that's where they had Sully's plane from the Airbus. There's the Air National Guard, C-130s. They have a bunch of C-130s here in Charlotte. And another good airport. This is a Nimbus airport. We went Nimbus to Nimbus, so this is a KCLT Nimbus airport, and I would say it's a another one I put on my list of like must-haves, because well done, detail to attention to detail in the actual airport, in the hubs. Like for instance here, you see that hub there? If I go over to the hub, see that detail? That's really good. Yes, that's right there. I forgot they got salsaritas there. Could the people be a little bit more animated? Well, maybe, but honestly, I think it looks really good. Looks so well done. All right, everybody have a good day. I am going to eat lunch.